episode of the Tip Balls Podcast. I'm your host, Sam Randazzo, and I am joined by my two absolutely elated co-hosts. To my right, it is the one and only Uncle Sam.
Hello.
You have a new, coined trademark phrase, which is, quote unquote, win the fucking tickets.
That's it.
That's it.
Win them.
Win the tickets.
Just win it.
To my left, it is none other than our very own Mr. Zolo, Mike Palazzolo.
Donald Trump, I know you're watching this right now. I know you are because a lot of people are. And I know you want to win these tickets as well. But when you take office on Monday, when you get sworn in, please, for the love of God, make sure TikTok doesn't get taken away from us because we're just getting started there. So we need you. Hello, everyone.
Yeah. Actually,
By the way, I'm a little pissed off. Nobody has purchased the shirt yet. Hello? The Milwaukee shirt.
They can't
Hello?
hear you.
yeah, you're not talking into a microphone. There.
Give me your microphone.
Don't pull too far. That's it.
That's it.
Bend
Buy
over.
the shirt. Buy the shirt.
Yeah, they were crazy enough to give us a TikTok shop now, so you can go there and search through all of our
Buy
favorite
the
things,
shirt.
on the TikTok shop. Also, we need to give some big thanks. We have officially hit 10,000 followers on TikTok as of today.
Ooh, please don't take that away from me.
Yeah, no.
Please.
Keep it coming. Keep it coming. That's huge for us. Thank you guys so much for that. We've hit 15,000 on Instagram. Would like to give you guys huge shout outs for that. And we are now over 1,500 subscribers on YouTube. If you guys haven't subscribed to YouTube, make sure you do it. Ashley in the chat said, I spy the Alani again. And I think you asked last week what flavor it was. It's Winter Wonderland. It's just been chilling there. The fact that Alani hasn't sponsored us yet is mind-boggling. But here we are. Allie
I
Owen.
don't fit the demographic. That's why.
Allie Owen, if you go to our TikTok, in our TikTok shop, we have that t-shirt, so you can snag it there.
Who?
Somebody said my boyfriend wants the shirt. So
That's it. You got to
that's
have
where
the
you can go get
shirt.
it.
Also, tag Alani New in as much social media as possible and tell them to sponsor us.
Yeah, at this point, it's like a
We're
joke.
unsponsored. Sam buys we used to do the show in Sam's basement, and there'd be cases, like 7 or 8 at a time, of all different flavors.
It's the only thing that keeps me going.
I personally was a big fan of the Addison Rae flavor.
Delicious. I like the the pink lemonade thing that Kim Kardashian
That was a
did.
good one too. Whatever the blue Raz was, that was outstanding. Didn't like the creamsicle, but that's fine. If they want me to drink it and they're going to pay us to drink it, I'll drink it.
100%. Couple of things. Couple of maintenance items to check on before we get into some game picking and before we get into, obviously, the ticket giveaway. Number one, if you're watching this show and you do not win the tickets today, there's one thing that I can promise you, and that is that when, not if, but when the Lions win tomorrow, we are going to give away NFC Championship game tickets. It's already out in the open. We will give away NFC Championship game tickets. So if you're following us on Instagram, don't unfollow because there's more giveaways. If you are subscribed to our YouTube, don't unsubscribe because there's going to be another giveaway. So regardless of what happens today, if you don't win, you are pretty much already entered into winning the NFC Championship game tickets. Just stick with the Instagram. You'll see what happens. There will be a post. You do the same thing over again, and you could win. The second thing is, if you looked at our Instagram story today, the original giveaway was we're going to give away a set of tickets to somebody off Instagram, a set of tickets to somebody off of TikTok. Well, I decided that we're going to give away a third set of tickets, and that is to one of our YouTube subscribers. So all in all, we're giving away 3 sets of 2 tickets today. And as soon as we finish picking some games, which there's only 4 to get through, so it should not take long, we are going to announce our 3 winners. So 1 off of YouTube, 1 off of Instagram, 1 off of TikTok. They were all randomly selected through some website that I had to sign up for. But here we are. So stick with us because when the Lions win tomorrow, we're doing an NFC Championship game giveaway. And God knows how big that'll be because every time the playoffs roll around, we just love to give away tickets because you guys are what makes the Lions great. the fans.
Can I say something about next week? Can I go on a little rant here?
Please, rant.
And you're
rant
going to get
away.
this, if they win this weekend, you're going to get this rant again on Monday. But I've been really spoiled would be the term that I would use, and lucky to see a lot of events in this town. I was a kid, but I was there when the Super Bowl happened. I also went 3 years later to see Michigan State play in the Final Four in the national championship game. I've been to both World Series here. I was at the 04 and 05 NBA Finals. What have I missed that I haven't? All-Star Game, MLB All-Star Game. Like, we've had a lot of really good events in this town, really good events. And the one that has eluded us, because the team needs to be good to get there, the one event that we have never hosted in this town is the conference. We've hosted 2 Super Bowls, but we've never hosted the conference championship game. And that's the most elusive thing to ever escape Detroit's grasp. And the Lions take care of business tomorrow. And I'm not saying that's going to happen. I'm not assuming that's going to happen. I'm not jumping ahead. I'm just telling you for next week, this is why you need to be following us. Next week would be an extremely amazing, emotional day. 3 p.m. game next Sunday. I mean, the city, if they make that game and then win that game, the city will be incredible, but there will be no better feeling than being in the building when you see the clock hit 00 and knowing that the Lions are going to their first ever Super Bowl. And you can win tickets. But please, just watch us, follow us, comment. We love interacting with you guys. It's my favorite part of my week is interacting with you guys on the show. So in order to get to that moment, we need to see you in here. That's all. That's all I'm saying.
I agree 1,000%. It's gonna be regardless. These next 8 days are gonna be nothing but fun around here. We got a little bit of business to take care of on Saturday, but after that, it gets really fun from there. So the way we do it here is we're gonna pick a few games, and then as soon as we are done with that, we're going to start announcing some winners. So before we pick games, Uncle Sam, how's your week?
Good.
You had a great week? You have a high point, a low point, a pit, a peak. The people want to hear from you. You are what makes this show so
Nobody
great.
wants to hear from me.
Everybody wants
It's
to
not
hear
true.
Win the tickets.
That's not true.
Just win the fucking tickets. That's it.
from you. Zolo, how's your week been so far?
This week was tolerable.
It was.
This week was tolerable.
Just think of it. You only got a little while to go. How much longer you got to go? And you're going to start a new chapter?
I technically can be done 2 weeks from today.
Okay.
I might stay just a tad bit longer, to clean up some projects.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Do you like to torture yourself?
No, I'm
just wondering.
That's a great question. A great question. The context for the 500 of you that I've never met before. Hi, Michael. Nice to meet you. Mike here. I've been unhappy at a job for a while, but I have a new job coming, and I gave 2 months notice for what it's worth, and I'm leaving soon. But I'm a man that doesn't want to leave things unfinished and undone, and I want to leave my current job in really good standing, because who would I be if I just left a bunch of messes for everyone else to clean up? So I'm trying to clean up some messes, and then I'm going to start. Then we're going to get to the Super Bowl. I'm going to take some time off for that.
He loves pain.
Love pain.
That's it.
You're not the first person to tell me that.
He loves pain. The only person that loves pain more than you is me.
Bruce, you made a very nice Instagram post for everybody today where they saw your face more than usual. How has your week been?
It's all right. It's not bad.
Good week so far? Don't sound so excited. You're already going to the game tomorrow, Bruce, so don't sound too excited.
Yeah, Bruce gets to go.
Be tomorrow.
You know what I think? You know what I think should happen right now? We should find that young lady, and let's send her to sit next to Bruce at the Lions game.
Okay. With that all said, we're going to pick some games. We had a question in the YouTube chat that I wanted to address before we start picking, and it was from Candace Morris. How are we feeling about David Montgomery's status going into tomorrow? We'll give a little piece of Lions news before we pick some games. Zolo, what do you think Monty's role is going to be coming off that?
I don't think they'd bring him back if there was any risk of aggravation or anything like that. I don't think they'd bring him back. From what I understand, he's looked very effective in practice, which I think goes a long way. The good news with Montgomery is you no longer need to rely on him as much as you did. I'm hoping that the snaps still not heavily favor Gibbs, but maybe more of a 60-40 in snaps because you've seen what Jahmyr Gibbs can do without David Montgomery. But this is where David Montgomery serves a purpose. It's twofold. Number one, as Uncle Sam always likes to say, he is the engine. There are times where you put him in for those bully runs, and he could really wear down a defense. And if you mix it in perfectly with the Gibbs and with the pass plays up the middle, it's extremely effective. Number two, David Montgomery is a major asset in pass protection. And maybe that doesn't matter as much for this week, but that the pass rush for the Commanders has come along a lot better in recent weeks because they got Jonathan Allen back. And you're going to notice a difference when Goff has a little bit of time to throw. It makes a difference. I don't think I'm going to be looking to him too much on the ground. I'm hoping he's a nice change of pace from Gibbs, and I'm hoping that he does do his job and wear down the defense. But I'm mainly excited for David Montgomery to be back to protect Jared Goff in the pass game. And it's exciting just to have him back. One of the things I'm looking forward to tomorrow is when they announce his name and he runs out of the tunnel, it's going to sound like a jet engine is in that building at full blast, a 747 engine, probably 10 747 engines. It's going to be unparalleled because everyone's just waiting for him to come back. And Sam and I have met David Montgomery. We've had conversations with him. Nobody understands the mission and the goal more than him. And I'm excited. I'm excited to have him back. Don't worry about his effectiveness on the ground and with the stats. Worry about what he brings to the sideline and what he brings to the locker room. And we get him back tomorrow, and it's great.
Yeah, I think it's going to be really exciting to have him back. I agree with you. It's going to change the when he comes out of that tunnel. You're 1,000% right. Everybody's going to go crazy. It's going to be a huge momentum boost for them. I don't expect them to need to utilize him all that much. I could see Montgomery's day ending tomorrow with 7 or 8 carries and some short yardage situations and them really not needing to put a ton of strain on him. I don't think he's going to shatter the stat sheet. I think it's going to be it's going to still roll with Gibbs. 1, because Gibbs is hot, and 2, because, again, Washington's run defense is pretty atrocious. So I don't think they're going to need to utilize Montgomery all that much, but it will be a huge boost just having him there. You agree?
I agree.
Okay, let's start talking about some other games. We're going to save the best for last, and then we are going to give away some tickets, so stick with us. But first up, we have the 1 seed in the AFC, the Kansas City Chiefs, hosting the 4 seed Houston Texans at Arrowhead Stadium. The Kansas City Chiefs are 8.5-point favorites going into this game. The over-under 41.5, which is kind of interesting to me. Kind of a low over-under for a Chiefs playoff game. Interesting point in this game is Houston coming off of the last game. All of us here thought the Chargers had that one in the bag. I think a lot of people thought the Chargers were going to beat Houston because the Chargers had been so hot and Houston has been so unimpressive all year. Houston gets a win in a pretty definitive fashion and goes into Kansas City now. Uncle Sam, your key for Houston to compete against the defending champion Chiefs?
That's running football. You got to run the football, keep Patty Mahomes on the sidelines. It's the only way you beat the Chiefs.
Can I add to that right now?
Yeah, please.
You ready for a stat?
Go ahead.
Isaiah Pacheco's never lost a playoff game. This is his 3rd year in the league. He's won 2 Super Bowls back-to-back as a rookie. He's never lost a playoff game, and he's coming off of 23 days rest. He hasn't played since Christmas.
The Chiefs' rest thing is another talking point from this game because they did not play any starters the last week of the year.
Correct.
So the Chiefs have essentially been on 3 weeks rest. And a question that I know you're going to ask me, what is the weather going to be like at Arrowhead on Sunday? The high in Kansas City. Oh, wait. Excuse me. This game is tomorrow. The high tomorrow is 23 degrees.
That's warm for Kansas City this time of year.
It's 50 there today.
Give me that wind. Oh, that's really warm.
Wow.
Give me that wind chill.
Is 13. So at game time, which is what?
4:30.
4:30.
3:30 there.
They're saying it's going to be about 21. No chance of precipitation, 12-mile-per-hour winds. With the wind chill, they're saying it's going to feel like 9. At
All right.
noontime. So, with that said, let's pick this game. Uncle Sam, you have said all year the road to the Super Bowl goes through Arrowhead. That has been your trademark phrase from the beginning of the year. You know that Patrick Mahomes is going to get cute. They've won every close game they've been in. Uncle Sam, your pick, with Kansas City as an 8.5-point favorite.
Taking Kansas City to win. I'm taking Houston to cover. Cover this game. I think the 8.5 is big, and Kansas City hasn't blown anybody out, so I'm going to take Kansas City and the over, and I'm going to take the Texans to cover.
Zola?
Yeah, I like the Chiefs as well. I like that Isaiah Pacheco anytime. I think they're going to rely on him very heavily tomorrow. Chiefs to win. I'm going to take the Chiefs to cover. I think they're going to dominate the time of possession enough in this game that it's going to be hard for Houston to get back into it unless they go pedal to the metal, and I don't think this current incarnation of their offense is able to do that. I also like the under. A lot of running in this one.
Okay. I have not been on the Chiefs bandwagon all year. I have also not been on the Houston bandwagon all year. I think both teams have been disappointing at best. And you're going to say, well, Sam, how can you think the Chiefs are disappointing when they went 15-2 and essentially they forfeited their last game of the year? Well, I go to the record, that 15-2, and there is a field goal win over Carolina. There's 2 2-point wins over the Las Vegas Raiders who, for lack of a better word, 1 2-point win over the Raiders, 1 touchdown win over the Raiders, a 2-point win over Denver. A lot of suspect wins, especially earlier in the year. The 1-point win over over Cincinnati. I am not a Chiefs believer. Travis Kelce's old and fat. And I just think that if you're going to go for a three-peat, you've got to be more impressive than the Kansas City Chiefs have been all year. I'm not a believer. I don't personally see it. This is Pat Mahomes' worst year of his career. I don't see it happening this year for the Chiefs. With that said, Houston's been disappointment. C.J. Stroud's had a huge come down from last year. Joe Mixon hasn't lived up to every ounce of the hype that we thought he was going to. Houston's got some injuries in their wide receiver core, but I don't care. I'm going to take Houston to not only cover that game, but win it outright. I think if Houston's defense plays the Chiefs the way that they played the Chargers, they will win. If this game was on Sunday, where Kansas City is going to be 9 degrees, I would be taking Kansas City because I think you'd have ultimately the same thing that happened with Miami last year and Houston just not being able to handle the elements. I don't think they're going to play that much of a role in this. I think Houston wins a very tight game. I'm talking a field goal, walk-off tight game. Ultimately, they win it. C.J. Stroud had arguably his best game of the year last week. Their defense looked cohesive last week. And I just don't see it out of Kansas City still. All of these games have been too close, and I think Houston might just be getting just hot enough at the right time to beat a down Chiefs team. Give me Houston to win, and I'm going to take the under in this game. I don't think there's going to be a ton of scoring, 2 good defenses, iffy weather, but Houston ultimately wins a tight one. Bruce.
You're insane, and you fell and hit your head. I'm taking the Chiefs in the over.
God bless. Hey, I'm willing. I've done nothing but talk shit about the Chiefs all year, and I'm not going to change on it now. Does anybody have a prop they like in this game?
Isaiah Pacheco anytime.
I'm going to go with the Joe Mixon anytime.
I'm going to go with a Hollywood Brown anytime.
Well.
I'm trying to look for where Hollywood Brown's anytime is, and I can't find it on here. Oh, Marquise Brown. Excuse me. I was looking for Hollywood. Plus 270. Hey.
Yeah.
Not a bad day if that one hits. Moving on. Should we stay in the AFC?
Yeah.
Let's stay in the AFC because, in my opinion, the second game The Sunday night game, 6:30, live from Buffalo. That, to me, is the game of the year. And I think a lot of people will agree with me. It's the Baltimore Ravens and Lamar Jackson, current favorite for MVP, heading into Buffalo, into an Arctic tundra to take on Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills. Josh Allen currently second place for MVP. Baltimore, a 1.5-point favorite as the visitor. Over under 51.5 points. The Buffalo weather for Sunday is pretty Buffalo-esque. Sunday, it is going to be a high of 18 with a low of 12 with a good chance for snow showers. They're actually saying they could get snow accumulation adding up to a couple of inches. The wind chill is going to be in single digits.
All Bruce needs is a couple of inches, just so you guys know.
Wind gusts up to 25 miles per hour. So it's going to be a Buffalo Bills football game. I'm not going to lie. I was shocked to see Baltimore as a favorite in this game. Usually when you have games that are this close, they give you a point for being at home. Personally, I would give Buffalo a point for being at home and a point because I think that weather does favor Buffalo. But Uncle Sam, I would love to hear your thoughts, Buffalo and Baltimore. Oh, over under 51.5.
I'm taking the Ravens in this game, and I'm going to take the under, and I'm going to take Derrick Henry anytime touchdown.
Why? What's your key to this game? I need to know.
It's real simple. You keep Josh Allen off the field. They need to control the ball, run the football, and keep Josh Allen on the bench and keep him cold.
Zola?
So for the Ravens, I think you need to keep the Bills defense honest, which means that there needs to be a hefty dose of Lamar Jackson running the ball with Derrick Henry. You need to keep that defense on its toes because if you can pull safeties and linebackers towards you, it's only good news for Bateman, it's only good news for Andrews, and it's only good news for Likely. It sounds like Zay Flowers will not play in this one. He hasn't practiced all week. He's in his doubtful. That being said, John Harbaugh said he has a chance to play. I think that's good news for Buffalo because they don't have a corner that can keep up with them. So I think the key for Baltimore offensively is you need to keep the Bills defense honest. I think the key for Buffalo is you need to control time of possession because the only way to stop Lamar Jackson this year is to keep him off of the field. And Buffalo does this thing where they get in these pissing contests and they score early and often, and they don't take enough time on the clock. I promise you the Ravens are not a team that you want to get in a pissing contest with because they can beat you multiple ways and they have a way better defense than you do. So they need to stay on the field. If Buffalo does their jobs right, you're going to see a lot of James Cook. You're going to see a lot of Josh Allen design runs. And it's going to make a lot of sense. The game flow needs to make sense early for Buffalo so they could sink their teeth in, beat the script, and then utilize the crowd and the weather. But Uncle Sam, you'll agree with me here. There's no team in the NFL, maybe the Chiefs, but there's no team in the NFL outside of Buffalo built for this weather than which team? Baltimore Ravens. He didn't answer, but it's the Ravens. The Ravens are equipped to go into Highmark Stadium and get the job done. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, it's about 5 degrees in Baltimore right now.
I'm going to take Buffalo. I'm going to take Buffalo to win. I'm going to take the over in this game, too.
This should be the best game of the week.
I think this is the game, not only the game of the week, but the game of the year. I think this is going to be a very, very close game. I think it's going to be truly score for score, back and forth the whole game. I think Baltimore is going to have to run the ball very heavily. You're going to see Lamar all over the field. You're going to see Derrick Henry break a few. Ultimately, I think Josh Allen wills this game into a W for them. The Zay Flowers thing for me, Baltimore not having him and bringing Deontay Johnson back, that doesn't help them all that much. I don't think that nearly makes up for Zay Flowers not being there. I think Buffalo has just enough. I think Josh Allen wants it just bad enough to win this game. I'm sorry. There's a lot of people out there that love Lamar Jackson and love what he did. I watched him play the Chiefs last year and completely fall apart.
That was the Chiefs.
I don't think Lamar Jackson is going to completely fall apart, but I also need to see him go into Buffalo with Josh Allen as hot as he's been and put a spanking on him in bad weather. That's what I need. Because I am not the biggest lover of Lamar Jackson here. I do have a crush on Josh Allen right now. I'm willing to admit that. I think what he's done this year has been incredible. The same goes for Lamar, but I think head-to-head, this Bills team has what it takes to beat Baltimore. I think that they just need to contain Derrick Henry just enough to not let him break the game completely open, and Josh Allen in the snow can throw this one to victory. Give me the Bills, give me the over, and my touchdown scorer is Josh Allen on the ground. Bruce?
Unfortunately, I'm going to have to agree with you. I'm going to take the Bills in the over.
Whoa. I'm shocked right now, Bruce. You and me. So we're split. We got
No, hold on. I haven't picked it.
You haven't picked?
No. I just gave keys to the game.
Oh, please, Zolo, pick.
I think there's nothing more motivating, and we learned it last week. Home underdogs went 2-0, and I think that the Bills, very reluctantly, because the Bills are home dogs, even if it's just 1 point, 1.5 point, I think that's enough to set them off. They are healthier. They have the home crowd going for them. I don't think they have any shot going into Arrowhead next week and winning, but I think the Bills do actually pull this one out.
Wow. There it is.
Bills to win, Bills to cover, and give me the over, because what I said about controlling game flow, neither of these teams are going to do it. There's going to be a high-scoring game here.
I love that.
That game's going to go as advertised.
I love that. I think
it's the game of the year on paper. I think it's going to, maybe not the game of the year, but it's close to it. And you have two legitimate MVP candidates meeting in the playoffs, and I think the script is going to go the way we think it's going to go. I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
Let's move on to the second game of NFC weekend. It is Matt Stafford and the Los Angeles Rams heading to Philadelphia to play Jalen Hurts and the Eagles. Hey, big shocker here. The weather in Philly is going to suck on Sunday. They're saying that it is a 70% chance of snow, a high of 34, and a low of 18.
What's the feels like, though? What's the wind?
Feels like is 25.
All I can see...
That's not bad. That's perfect weather.
All I can see is when Stafford went in there, I think it was 2012 or 2013, and there was this big Snow Bowl game, and Jim Schwartz was the coach, and they choked away a game. As soon as it started snowing, LaShawn McCoy ran all over it. Different team, different players, different era. That being said, I don't love the concept of Stafford going into the snow.
Actually, Matt Stafford doesn't love the concept of going into the snow because all time, Matt Stafford outdoors in the rain and snow is 1-8 with a 54% completion percentage, 14 touchdowns, 11 picks, and a 76 passer rating.
I think they're going to fall victim to those circumstances because I do think the Rams would have won that game if not for the weather. Who knows? They might still win the game. And honestly, I think the Rams are a horrible matchup for both the Lions and the Commanders next week. If the Rams win this game, watch out. Watch out. That's all I'm telling you. But I don't think they win the game. I'm going to go with the running back on this one. I'm going to go with Saquon. I think the script goes very similar to how it did when they played earlier in the year. And I think it's just a little less low scoring. So give me the under. Give me the Eagles to win. Give me the Eagles to cover at home. Tough day for Stafford in the weather.
Uncle Sam.
Taking Eagles and the under.
Your key to the game.
Jalen Hurts. Can Jalen Hurts be effective?
That's the key to the season.
Hey, hold on.
That's the key to the season for Philly.
You didn't say Jalen Hurts will be effective. I asked you the key. You said can Jalen Hurts be effective?
Can he be effective?
So why do you think he will be effective?
I don't think, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if he can be effective. We already know what they can do. What do? They run the football. We know that. But he's going to have to be able to make big throws and sustain drives. And he had trouble doing that last week. They were awful last week. They couldn't sustain drives. Basically, Barkley put it on his shoulders and won the game for him. Would have really blew out his numbers would have been outstanding if he hadn't have just slid.
Okay.
He gave him a little mercy.
Now,
So I'm taking the Eagles in the under.
you took Philadelphia as well?
Yeah.
I promise I'm not just doing this to be difficult today. I have reasons. I would like to back them up.
He hates the Philadelphia Eagles for beating New England Patriots. And
I'm going to
you
take.
still can't get over that.
I'm going to take the Rams not only to cover the 6.5, but win this game. I'm going to take the under. My reasons being, I know how great Philadelphia's defense is, and that's fine. But I have watched Matt Stafford, granted not in the snow, pick apart good defenses all year. When Stafford gets in his zone, he's next to unstoppable. I think that the Rams receiving core is personally
It's the best in football.
way better than Philadelphia.
It's better than Philly's.
When you have A.J. Brown with 1 reception for 10 yards last week. I think this Rams team got really hot at the right time. I think that the biggest key to this game is Saquon Barkley. All right? Because I'll be honest with you, Jalen Hurts has not impressed me yet this year. I'm sorry. I think he's overrated. If you go back through this entire season and go to the first episode of the year, I do not think Jalen Hurts is all that. I think he benefits from having a great team surrounding him that wins a lot of football games. Stafford will be able to get in his zone and pick the Philly defense apart. The other side of that coin is that Rams defensive front. Byron Young and Jared Verse and Braden Fisk and Colby Turner, in my opinion, quietly have become one of the best in the NFL. And I know the counterpoint to that is Philadelphia's is just as good. But I think that Sean McVay will coach those guys up to be able to contain Saquon Barkley. You are not going to stop him, but you will do just enough to contain him and force Jalen Hurts into throwing the football, which I don't think he is all that great at. And for those reasons, I'm going to take the Rams to win another close game. I'm going to take Sean McVay to outcoach Nick Sirianni, which I'm sure Uncle Sam will agree with that point. And ultimately, and I'm sick and tired of the Stafford lore, but ultimately I think Matt Stafford comes to Detroit next week to play us again. And I don't want to make that the talking point of the game. I agree Stafford's done a ton for the city of Detroit, but we're past that. But I'm taking the Rams to beat Philadelphia, and Stafford has to come home. Bruce? I'm going to take the under.
I'm going to as well take the Rams and the under because it comes down to the fact that Nick Sirianni and this exact team, besides the addition of Saquon Barkley, have been in this situation and they've choked it before. And the Rams have gone way farther than that, and they're on a revenge tour right now. So I'm taking the Rams and the under.
Yeah, and if I think that you have a great prop here, and that's a Puka Nacua anytime touchdown. You just hit that. You can hit the Saquon one too, because even if the Rams do contain Saquon and don't let him go ballistic, he'll still get one, more likely than not. Ultimately, I think the Rams win a really tight game.
The Stafford Goff, I see that as a comment, but we say that because we're on top right now, and from Stafford's standpoint, he's probably pretty pissed off.
Yeah.
So
I don't like the idea of the Rams coming here next week, because if they make it here next week, that means they're one of the two best teams in the conference, and they deserve to be here. And it's not the week 1 Rams that you barely beat in overtime. Like that's a very favorable matchup for the Rams, and it would devastate me if you finally get that game at Ford Field and you lose it to Stafford. And luckily, I've seen Stafford in bad weather, and I'm not too worried about this one.
Bruce, you got to talk into the microphone more. Nobody can hear you. Okay. Moving on to the game that we've all been waiting for. Our Detroit Lions play host to the Washington Commanders, which is kind of a surprise to me, at Ford Field. The Lions, 9.5-point favorites going into this one. Over under a whopping 55.5 points. The Saturday night primetime game. I'm sure downtown is going to be absolutely crazy. Oh, did you see that that little tidbit of news that came out today?
I might have.
Where they the state came in and shut down some parking lots for charging $1,000 parking. Yeah. So
I might have seen that, but
everybody capitalized.
it was apparently an error. It was a glitch in the Park Whiz app. They always put a placeholder at 999, and the app changed their algorithm earlier, and the placeholder went live supposedly because usually when you go to those park rate lots, they're only like $100 to $200, which is still expensive, but you're paying to park close to the stadium. So,
all right, who would like to start out with this? Actually, you know what? Do you guys mind if I start?
by all means, Captain.
Okay. I didn't think there was a team in the NFC that was going to beat the Lions all year. Obviously, you saw Minnesota just collapse last week and the week before. I think that personally, for Washington, this Lions team is a matchup hell. I think Marshawn Lattimore is old. I don't think he's going to have what it takes to shut down any of the Lions, either Jameson Williams or Amon-Ra, depending on what the Commanders decide to do. Whatever bums that the Commanders have playing corner, whether it's St. Juste or Sanistrill's a rookie. I don't want to call him a bum, but a rookie. To cover the other guy, it's not going to work. The big allure for this game is that the Commanders' run defense is bottom 2 in the NFL, but I don't think the Lions should drink all of that Kool-Aid because I think the key to winning this game in a definitive fashion is to play fast, score a lot, let Goff cook, because realistically, I'm not scared of the Commanders' pass defense just as much as I'm not scared of their rush defense. Obviously, Jaden Daniels is going to do Jaden Daniels things. Regardless of how good the Lions defense plays, they are historically not all that great against running quarterbacks. We saw them pretty much get destroyed by Baltimore last year when Lamar Jackson went crazy.
And Buffalo this year.
And Josh Allen did have his way with them this year. So realistically, I think Jaden Daniels finishes this game with a very, very impressive night overall. I just don't think that this Washington defense is going to be able to stop anything that the Detroit Lions are going to do. It's going to be a race to 40, which the Lions will win. And I think that after halftime, this game will look closer than it is at the half. But after halftime, the Lions run roughshot, cover that 9.5, and win this game. They will hit the over because truly I think that that's what this game is going to be. You are going to see the greatest show on turf, Jared Goff, go out there and torch a lousy Commanders secondary. I know they're going to try to establish the run early, and I think that's why it's going to be close at the half. But ultimately, I think the eyes will open to the fact that these receivers are just going to run roughshot, and they will get open, and Goff is going to have an absolutely fantastic day. Ford Field's going to be electric. The place is going to be as loud as it's ever been. And the Lions, I don't want to say win an easy game, but take care of business in the second half to really put away this Washington team. And they hit the over in the process. If I had to pick one, give me a JMO anytime. I think no matter what defensively they do, Jameson is going to beat whoever's on him at least once. So Jameson anytime. You can go with a Gibbs anytime as well. And the Lions win, cover, and hit the over. Uncle Sam?
We'll take the Lions in the under, and I'm going to take the Commanders to cover. I think it's going to be closer than what people think. You got two really good coach teams, and I just think it's going to be a little tighter than what people think. The Commanders are there for a reason. And
because Baker Mayfield fumbled the ball?
Well, no, because they were pretty much beating them soundly prior to that. So I like the way they controlled the ball. And Daniels, I think he's the real thing. I think he's a very good quarterback.
I agree. Don't get me wrong.
You know, here's my problem with them. Outside of Terry McLaurin, I mean, this guy really ain't got nobody to throw to.
Yeah.
An old Zach Ertz and a Dommy Brown, whatever his name is.
That's Lions legend Zach Ertz that you're talking about right now.
Well, all I'm saying is that. All I'm saying is this. I don't think he has enough weapons to beat the Lions. Even the Lions with the half their defense is going to still be out.
All right.
And I'm taking the under, and I got this one here. Give me the Brock Wright anytime touchdown. You're laughing right now.
You heard it. You heard it here first.
Watch.
You heard it here first.
Right in the love.
Notre Dame product Brock Wright. His alma mater's playing for the title on
Anytime
Monday night.
touchdown.
Uncle Sam's calling a shot. I love it.
Zolo?
Yeah, Uncle Sam said a lot that I agree with, and I think this game's going to be tight. I'm very much worried. It's not necessarily the running quarterback thing. At some point, we need to stop looking at Jaden Daniels as, oh, he's a good running quarterback, and we need to talk about him as
He looks to throw first. That's
He's-
what people don't understand.
he's a legitimate MVP candidate. This might be one of the best. Well, you got Josh Allen pretty hot this year, but this is one of the best quarterbacks you're going to go up against this year. And I think it's going to be tight. I think if things don't go the Lions' way early, you will know early in this one. If things don't go their way early, they're going to be in for a dogfight. And I do like their chances in a rock fight, but then it's whoever has the ball last if you can't get stops. Now, if you come out, you win the coin toss, you run the ball, you score, you manage to get a stop, and then you do it again, I'll feel good. I don't see that script happening against the Commanders' offense. I think it all comes down to one player that Uncle Sam named. It's Terry McLaurin. He is the offense. He is capable. He's very capable of getting past whoever is on him, if it's Amik Robinson or Terry and Arnold. He is capable. So the safeties, the Lions' safeties are the highlight of the game. I think they're the key to the game defensively. If the Lions' safeties can help the corners hold their coverage, that should limit what Jaden Daniels can do downfield to you. Now, that's not talking about what he can do in the backfield. You want him to throw. You do not want him to run. You do not want him to leave the pocket. You want to set the edge. For those that don't know what that means Za'Darius Smith and whoever is opposite him, if it's Onwuzurike or whoever, Pascal. Pascal's good at setting the edge, by the way. They need to hold their blocks, and they need to make sure that they are setting a pocket. So the only place Jaden Daniels can go is up the middle, where he will be greeted by whoever is spying on him at linebacker. If that's Anzalone, cool. If that's Jack Campbell, cool. If it's Ife Melifonwu, cool. You do not want Jaden Daniels to improvise because that is how he's beaten teams, and him keeping drives alive is what has killed a lot of these teams down the stretch. I trust Aaron Glenn to make sure that he makes the adjustments to prevent that. Offensively, I have no concern this week. I think the Lions' game script is going to be to run the ball. And if it stops working, when he does drop back to pass, no one blitzes more than the Commanders. They're going to blitz often. The quarterback in the league that is best against the blitz is Jared Goff. Look for the tight ends and look for St. Brown in between the numbers. If David Montgomery springs off one of those blocks that I talked about in play action, look for Jamison Williams downfield. I think he could easily have a big game. I'm going with the Lions to win. I think it's going to be very tight. I think that the Commanders are going to cover as well, Uncle Sam. I could see a backdoor cover, to make the game a little bit closer at the end, but the Lions have the ball in their hands last. Give me the over in this one. I believe in the points. I think the points are going to happen, and I think it's going to be a shootout.
Bruce.
You already know my answer. Give me the Lions and the over.
Nothing else to be said.
Nothing else. Well, there could be a lot to be said. Listen, that defense, battered and bruised, took on the best wide receiver in the league and shut him down completely. So I'm not concerned about Terry McLaurin, whatever the hell. So let him go, baby. Let the boys play. Here we go.
I agree with that. I wouldn't be concerned with the wide receivers either. The one guy that you need to be concerned with, that everybody needs to wake up and smell the coffee. There's one guy you got to watch. That's the guy who's going to come out of the backfield, Austin Eckler.
Oh, get out of here.
Better watch out for Austin.
Come
Eckler.
on.
He's married to a girl from Warren, by the way.
Yes.
Do you see? You
Better
might,
watch
you might
out
be hip
for
to
Austin
this.
Eckler.
There's this documentary on these TikTok girls, and the one joined this cult and disappeared. Did you see that by any chance?
No.
He's married to the other sister that didn't join the cult.
Really?
Yeah, the Wilking sisters. He married the one in the offseason. The other one is like gone. Like they don't talk to her anymore, and she's part of this like church cult where they just exploit her dancing. It's a whole thing.
Huh.
Is it Chicken of the Sea?
Yeah, why not?
What?
What?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
He's talking about tuna over there.
You see, the other thing, and I want to say this about the Commanders. Brian Robinson looked like trash last week. Couldn't run. Could not run against that Buccaneers front. Couldn't.
Oh, that Buccaneers front. That's their
It's
strength.
very nice, yeah, but
Vita
I'm
Vea
sorry.
in the middle. That's
I'm not
real
there's-
simple. Can't
The
run.
only thing that scares me is Jaden Daniels, and as long as you again contain Terry McLaurin, 'cause you're not going to stop him,
Austin
but don't let him take over the game.
Austin.
You're good. Get out of here with Austin Eckler. Yeah, maybe 5 years ago.
All right.
Injury updates for the Lions. Zeitler's out officially. Pat O'Connor also out. Rakestraw, it looks like he might play. Your thoughts? Do you think Rakestraw plays?
Rakestraw would have been a full in practice all week. He had some sort of illness, so they have him on there as illness and hamstring. I think it was just the illness. I think if he's recovered in time, they're going to probably bring him in slowly on some special team snaps. God forbid the Lions are able to manage some garbage time in this game so they can get him in, but I don't think that's happening. I do think we ultimately see Rakestraw on special teams. If anyone's panicking on Kevin Zeitler, his replacement, if you recall what Christian Mahogany did filling in for Graham Glasgow a few weeks back, Christian Mahogany is slowly becoming one of my favorite players on the team. He's going to start at guard for them probably next year. He embraces this role. He embraces the spotlight as well. If you follow him on Twitter or on Instagram, he's great. He'll tweet out pictures of like famous lovable heels in history. Like he's been tweeting out Fade Rotha from Dune getting covered in the tar. He tweeted out the Joker yesterday. Like they call him Christian Dirtbag. He calls himself Christian Dirtbag Mahogany, and he's just an asshole. And I think that he's such he finishes the second highest run blocker in that game he started a few weeks back, filling in for Glasgow. And I think that's really good news when you're going up a team that can't really defend the run well. So I'm excited for Mahogany. I think we do end up seeing Rakestraw. Zeitler, not too worried about. You want to get him back soon, but we'll live without him. Pat O'Connor's kind of a big loss. I don't know if we're going to see him again in the playoffs. But again, David Montgomery is going to be back, and you're going to take that any day of the week because a month ago we didn't know if we'd ever see him again. So here we are.
True. Very true. Okay. Should we give away a few tickets? Should we? I think it's time. Do you
I
think
don't
it's
know.
time?
Sure.
I don't know. Should we?
Should we give away tickets? Okay. Yeah, wishing everybody luck. A couple things before we do give away the tickets. Obviously, we're here every Monday and Friday through the postseason. So we'll be back on Monday. We will be back the following Friday, regardless of who's left in the playoffs. We will be back, but obviously that will be our Lions NFC Championship game preview.
And we don't know if TikTok Live is going to be banned yet. They can't take TikTok off of our phones. So we don't know what TikTok is going to look like after Sunday.
That is true.
So just be wary. Don't give up on us on TikTok yet.
Yeah, so, if you're following us on Instagram, follow us on TikTok because, again, when we do our giveaways, we give away one on Instagram, one on TikTok. If you haven't subscribed, which a lot of you have, but make sure you are subscribed because we give away a set of tickets to a subscriber. And like I said, if you go after this show and unfollow us, you're going to miss out when the Lions are inevitably in the NFC Championship next week. You're going to miss out. So stay here because when they win tomorrow, we're going to give away NFC Championship game tickets too. So with all of that said, we hope you enjoyed this. This is one of our shorter shows. Again, only 4 games to preview, but we hope you enjoyed being here with us today. We got a TikTok shop. We got all that jazz. Check out our socials. We're going to do a merch release pretty soon, so you can rep tip balls. But we appreciate all of you being here. We do this because we love seeing you guys in that chat. We love interacting with you. We look at all your comments, all of the message requests that we get on Instagram. I'm checking those out. I'm double tapping. I'm responding. So we just love the fact that we get to interact with you guys, talk about some football, and have some fun in the process. So with that said, let's give away some tickets. It's time. First and foremost, should we do YouTube first? Let's do YouTube first, because that one was the one that we were going to, that was the add-on. Originally, this was just Instagram and TikTok. And then this morning, I was like, you know what? If we give away a set off Instagram and a set off TikTok, it's not fair to all of the people who are subscribed to our YouTube. So we gave you guys an extra chance to win off of that. So this is 6 tickets, 3 sets of 2. So our first winner off of YouTube, our lovely YouTube subscriber, Amy Mayer. Amy Mayer is our first winner. Randomly selected, Amy Mayer. You are our winner off of the YouTube.
Amy, we've seen you bringing it for the last 2 months too. That's not a coincidence.
And I mean, when your name popped up, I was thrilled.
That's good karma. Thank you. And yes, maybe we can talk about you moderating our comments once we get bigger down the road for sure.
I think that I was so happy to see her name pop up. And listen, I see all your guys' comments. I wish to everybody who's coming in with the comments, I wish I could give you guys all tickets. And hopefully next week, I can give you NFC Championship game tickets. We love to do this. There's only so many we can give away. So shout out to everybody who's there. We still got TikTok and Instagram to do. Hold on, I just saw a comment.
Amy's also in TikTok right now, by the way.
I think I haven't seen her on Instagram today. I've seen her on the TikTok. So shout out to her. Yes, people who scrub the driveway with a toothbrush are the most deserving, but to Kiara, still able to reach out to private IG accounts if they are the winner. Yes. I ask because it's easier for us to figure this out. If I say your name, please message us so I don't have to search for you. But yes, if we don't get a message from the winners, we will reach out to them. Our second winner off of Instagram, randomly selected, is Braden Shapoosh. I'm waiting on it. Braden _ Shapoosh 07. You are our winner off of Instagram. Shout out to you, my friend. Please DM us so I can get your email and send you some tickets. Don't put your emails on here because you'll get a bunch of random emails. Just message us your emails. And last but not least, off of TikTok, because TikTok, I mean, what if this might be our last time we can give away anything on TikTok?
This might be our last time on TikTok.
This might
Live
be our
in
last
general.
time on TikTok, so we might as well.
I have faith.
Other apps we can go.
What's
gotta
Braden's
make it count
Instagram
now.
handle? I want to look him up real quick.
He is the Instagram winner, Braden, BRADEN _ Shapoosh 07. And finally, our final winner off of the TikTok is Miss _ Manda. Miss _ Manda. The name on TikTok is just Manda. So shout out to you, Manda, Miss _ Manda. You are our winner off of TikTok. So we have Amy, we have Miss Manda, and we have Mr. Shapoosh. Shout out to all of you guys. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, definitely not Wyatt. Definitely not Wyatt as the winner.
Wyatt's calling it rigged right now.
Yeah, Wyatt's definitely not the
Wyatt,
winner.
we don't need you. We know you're here for tickets.
Yeah,
You've been
get
calling
out.
us out the entire show. No, it's all randomly generated. Our social media team works hard all week to put everyone's names who enter into those posts, to put them into a program that randomly generates it. Thank God someone that actually watches the show and Amy won a set of these tickets.
Yeah, 100%.
Because she's been here every week, and we really appreciate it, and we're really happy about it. For all of you that do watch the show and have been here throughout the season accumulating with us, we really appreciate it. Hopefully the Lions win, so you'll have another opportunity next week. But it's good to know that these tickets are in the hands of someone that's been here. And we see you in the comments. We look at the comments. I go in through and look through afterward. I look at every TikTok comment, and I comment on my personal. So that's why I don't want TikTok to leave, because that's my preferred medium. But we're happy that these tickets are making it to people that want them and that want to be there and that are big Lions fans, most importantly. Do you know this? The Commanders run a no huddle most of the time. Do you know that? They're like 75% no huddle.
Yeah.
So that means you have to make noise throughout the entire game.
Yeah, you got to be loud.
There's no breaks tomorrow. It's a Saturday night. You don't have to work on Sunday. You probably don't have to work Monday because it's a national holiday. So bring it. If you won these tickets, bring it. Amy, I'm not worried about you.
Tiami Buckner, you do not have to be in the TikTok to be considered. We consider somebody off of YouTube. We consider somebody off of TikTok. It's all random. It's a TikTok follower and comment, an Instagram follower and comment, and a subscriber. So
Trying to get me to do. What the
all of that goes into it, and there's one from each. Brady, your 500 entries, thank you so much for that. We appreciate it. Bring the same heat next week when we're giving away NFC Championship game tickets. That's going to be a fun show. You want to talk about a fun show? When our Detroit Lions are in the NFC Championship game next week, and we're giving away tickets here, that's going to be a fun show. Again, our winners, Amy, Miss_Manda, and Mr. Shapoosh, Brendan Shapoosh, off of the Instagram. You guys, thank you. Cannot thank you guys enough. The winners, DM us, DM the Tip Balls Instagram as soon as you can so we can get tickets sent out to you guys. And either way, we hope you guys enjoy.
Let us know how good of a time you have, too.
Yeah.
I mean, we're really interested in that. I mean, that's what it's there for.
Yeah, 100%. This is why we do this. We want...
Not for you, Wyatt. Bitch.
Ooh.
Oh, there he is.
I don't give a fuck.
Listen.
You get mad, too bad. Fuck you.
You want to call us rigged? Uncle
Win the
Sam
fucking
will
tickets,
Uncle
baby.
Sam will find
rigged?
you.
Call it rigged? You're an idiot.
You know how many people I have to disappoint every single day that tell me to rig this contest for them? No one I know has, we've been doing this for 2 years. No one I know has won any of these tickets ever. No one. And I have people like, oh, why can't you help me? It's not how it works. And on top of that, those people are here to follow the show. We want viewers. We want to interact with you. I want to comment with you and banter with you. So don't just come here for tickets. We want to talk to you. It's fun. This is fun for us. This isn't just like, this isn't a job. This is a hobby. We're
Fun
here
for these guys.
we're
I think
here-
it sucks.
He's kidding. He's kidding.
No, I'm not.
Only halfway. Yes, for everybody who is asking if we will be back Monday, yes, we will be back Monday to break down everything that happened. Win, lose, or draw. We're hoping for a victory Monday. Fingers are crossed. Shout out to every single one of you that joined us today. Shout out to everybody who subscribed, who liked, who shared, who was in the TikTok. Absolutely love it. If you did not win, come back, because NFC Championship. This is a fun time.
Everybody come back except for Wyatt.
Yeah, everybody except Wyatt. If you guys did not win today, come back. Monday's going to be an electric show. And then guess what? We're going to give away more tickets next Friday. Stick with us. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't yet, our socials are at Tipballs on Instagram, at Tipballs on Twitter, at Tipballs Podcast on TikTok. Make sure you follow all of those. I love all the people that are just not here for the tickets. I love you. I love you. Thank you for being here for us. Thank you. We appreciate that. We have a TikTok shop. Check it out. There's some cool shit on there. And make sure you're subscribed and ring that bell. So Monday when we do go live, you get a notification. With that said, shout out to all the winners again. Thanks to every single one of you.
Guys, have a great time.
We couldn't do this without you. Enjoy the game tomorrow, whether you're going, whether you're watching. Yell from your couch. They'll hear you down there. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Join us again on Monday where we get to talk about it all again.